cool alarm clock that doubles as a phone charger and projects the time to any wall or ceiling for easy, stress-free viewing. And lastly is my nail trimmer of the future that trims nails neat and smooth and is also very satisfying.
Dude, stop watching TikToks. We're recording.
I want that freaking nail trimmer.
We're recording, dude. Come on.
Oh, are we in the middle? Oh.
We haven't done that in a while.
Well, there you go. That's how you know we've officially started.
So welcome back. The official return of the Memo Podcast, episode 24. We haven't recorded since May 11th of 2020 last year. Today is May, 23rd, 24th? Of
25th.
Is it 25th? No.
24th.
Yeah, 24th.
At this point, I feel like your guest. I feel like I'm sitting in this chair as a guest, Memo.
The Memo Podcast featuring Jose, right? That's what it is? Yeah. But yeah, dude, we haven't recorded in over a year. The pandemic kind of fucked everything up. If I'm being completely honest, it kind of took like the motivation out of me. Like,
it's funny because the pandemic started so many freaking podcasts, and it ended yours.
We were before our time. That's all that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, well let's fucking get into it, dude. We haven't recorded. We've been in a pandemic. I'm sure you guys have missed us. I know you guys have missed us. And I'm sure you guys will get like another 2-3 episodes before I go back into retirement. That's basically how it goes. This episode really won't be about music. It's just going to be catching up, letting everybody know. So, May of last year, let's see, Tekashi just got out of jail. Who else? What else happened last year? Like at the beginning of the summer?
Shit, in May, I can't remember.
Is it
because I don't remember most of the quarantine.
2020 was just a big blur, if we're being honest.
It's a big blur. Everyone stayed at home. They drank themselves to death. They weren't going to work. There was no motivation. There was nothing to do besides sit inside. You had an excuse to just sit inside.
And the funny thing is a lot of people thought that this COVID shit was all a hoax. Like, it ain't real. It's all the government, blah, blah. Which you and me know very well that it's not no fucking hoax.
Me and Memo were sick together. Memo got me sick.
Yeah, we each had COVID. Mine was around June of last year. And the weird thing is, like you had it, my mom had it, our brother had it, our sister and our dad didn't have it. That was weird. But okay, so let's go ahead and talk about everybody's experience, you, mine, about actually having COVID. How was your experience about
So Memo knows, when I got COVID, I realized when I got stopped by the police, I was in my driveway. I just walked out of my house. So it means they had to have been sitting outside waiting for me. I had a warrant for my arrest. I had a bag of tamales with me. I was about to take them over to my girlfriend's house. And I see Fort Worth Police Department, about 2 squad cars coming down the street. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, fuck, I'm going to jail again. The worst part was my girlfriend's birthday was the very next day. So I'm fucking freaking the fuck out. I FaceTime my girlfriend to tell her, like, hey, like, I'm literally on the phone with her on FaceTime while the cops get out their car, and they're right next to my window telling me, like, get the fuck out of the car, we have a warrant for your arrest. I'm on FaceTime with her, like, letting her know, like, hey, I'm about to go to jail. I'm not exactly sure what I did, but I will probably miss your birthday tomorrow. Long story short, they take me to jail. That's when I figure out I have a fever. Because, like you said, it's June of 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic. So they do all those precautions before you go inside. They take your temperature and blah, blah, blah. They ask you all the questions. And they find out that I have a very high fever. So the entire night that I spent in jail was by myself, quarantined, locked into a room, throwing up everything that I had inside me, a big headache and a fever. And I had no idea that I had COVID until that night. Luckily, I got bonded out, so I'm out the next morning in time for my girlfriend's party. But by the next day, her birthday, that's when all the symptoms really start to hit me. I have the biggest headache. I can't smell nothing. I can't taste nothing. I'm nauseous. I have diarrhea. Everything hits me at once. Mm-hmm. And I never get sick. So I'm the biggest baby when I get sick. Because, like, I'm not used to any of that. Mm. So I'm feeling like the worst. Like, I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. Like, over-exaggerating, obviously. But, yeah, it was the worst timing, but it was very real.
I actually had COVID. I'm sure I'm the one that gave it to you. And
you were the one that gave it to me. Because I remember you having, like, a fever or, like, feeling sick or something like that a couple days before I got arrested. And that's when I realized it.
So mine started a little differently. I was not in jail, first off, during mine.
Most people weren't.
I was at work, and I go to get a drink, and I'm trying to take a drink. I was taking a sip of Fanta, and I couldn't taste anything. I was like, that's weird. The soda's flat. That's my first instinct. I was like, oh, someone needs to go change the fucking Fanta. So I go to get like Dr. Pepper or Coke or whatever it was, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with these drinks? Whatever. Even the water tasted funny to me. That I didn't think about that. The water tasted funny to me too. But I don't think anything of it. It's whatever. It wasn't until that night that I go home and I feel like I got hit by a bus, dude. I felt like shit. I was dizzy. I was like, I couldn't.
It was the same day?
It's the same day. I just felt like shit. And the fucked up part is, I don't know if I can get anybody in trouble by saying this, but I tried to call in from work because I'm like, yo, I feel like shit, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, nope, you got to come in. Like, we have an inspection tomorrow, and, you're a manager, you have to be there, whatever. So I go, I work my shift, and I end up getting my fucking manager sick. She got sick from me, and she actually went and got tested for COVID, and she tested positive. So that's how I know I had it.
And you never tested. I never tested.
But just the fact that I had all the symptoms. I had every symptom in the book. Every single one.
So did I.
So that's how I knew for a fact that I had COVID.
And you were telling me about, like, the breathing was very bad for you.
Oh, yeah. So my experience when it came to that is, like, it wasn't bad, like, throughout the day because I slept a lot. But every time I'd wake up, like, in the mornings or whatever, I like... It sounds weird, but I thought like I was gonna die in my sleep because I'd wake up and like I felt like I couldn't breathe, And I like the only time I ever would cough is when I would try and take deep breaths. Only time I could barely get any deep breaths in before I'd start coughing like a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I would like there'd be times where I'd be coughing, and I would be coughing so much that I couldn't catch my breath. Like, I was like legit could not catch my breath. And that probably was the scariest, like, thing about COVID for me, because that's when I knew, like, this is a real thing. Like, people, the fact that people thought it was a hoax from the beginning is the dumbest shit ever.
Because that was still, like, kind of early.
It was still early, So
a lot of people were like...
And the thing is, in my job...
At first, you were the person that was like, I'm not going to get it. Like,
yeah, no, I thought I was invincible, dude. I was like, that shit's not real. Like, I'm not going to get that shit. And the fucked up part is my job, actually, they weren't this was before, like, it really got, big, So, like, my job wasn't enforcing masks. They weren't enforcing, like, gloves or anything like that. We had sanitizer. That's all we had, sanitizer. And we closed off the lobby from customers. But that's it. Like, we weren't taking any... I remember you telling me a story. I
remember you telling me a story of a lady in the drive-thru line getting mad at you for not wearing a mask, not wearing gloves?
Oh yeah, they're like, why aren't you wearing gloves? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I have sanitizer right here. Like, I'm using it periodically. Like, and obviously that's a dumb thing because I ended up getting sick anyways. But
you should have been like, why are you going out to eat?
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't.
In the middle of you're like, I'm trying to work and make money. Why are you going out to eat?
That's the one thing that I found funny is that people were scared, scared of the pandemic and shit like that, but they would still go out to eat fast food. Like, I feel like the government could have handled this shit a lot better if they would have just closed down everything except for grocery stores and gas stations. That's all they should have kept. And
a lot of countries ran that way.
Yeah, and that would have made us go through so much faster. We would have probably been in and out of this pandemic forever. But the fact is, we didn't take the right precautions. Texas opened up immediately, like a month in, and then closed right back down when cases went up. Like, the pandemic really, it fucked a lot of shit up for personal wise, and I'm sure A lot of people suffer from depression because they weren't able to see their friends and family. You know, like me, I'm a social butterfly. Like, I like to be out. I like to experience things. And that was taken from me. And I know it sounds selfish, but, like, I mean, that's what I like to do. Like, concerts, as everybody knows, that's my favorite thing to do.
I don't think it sounds selfish because those type of things were so normal and fun.
And you know what? Now the fact that things are starting to, like, open up in concerts and everything, it kind of gives me...
It's really only here, though, down south.
But it kind of gives me anxiety, though. Like, because I went out to the club not recently, and I was, like, the only one wearing a mask. Maybe there was, like, a small handful of people, and it would give me anxiety. I mean, not anymore now.
I give Memo so much shit because he sits here and tells me shit like this. But he is still at the club.
Look, I'm not going to let
What
COVID...
is the point of you going to the club?
I'm not letting COVID ruin my life. I'm going to go out and experience it. But no, it did give me...
Why are you scared of going out?
It did give me anxiety, like a lot of anxiety. Like, I was like...
How do you...
I thought while I was there, I was like, this is... I want to go home. Like people are like on me. It feels weird. Like, this is when things first...
How do you plan to and like expect to meet someone, like a woman or something, blah, 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 like... hiding half your face and like worried about what's going on.
I know for sure, but I'm saying like when Texas first started opening things back up, I was like, bro, I should have stayed home. Like, this is kind of scary. Like, nobody's wearing a mask, nobody's social distancing. Like, it was legit. Like, give me anxiety. Like, I was like, I don't know why I'm even out right now. But you know, now I'm vaccinated, and I'm sure we'll get into vaccinations later. But how did you take? Like, how did the pandemic affect you personally? Because, like me, like I said, I'm a social person. I like to be out, and that affected me from going out. So, how did the pandemic affect you personally?
Well, after graduating high school and like getting on probation and whatnot, I became an introvert. So I'm already okay with the idea of like.
So that didn't not being able to be social. That didn't affect you.
I'm already okay with the idea of, like, not going out and, like, to clubs and bars and blah, 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 like. But my job at the time was working in restaurants, and the restaurant closed down. So I became unemployed for months. And that really fucked with me mentally. I was not motivated. I was not in a good headspace. Like, it really took, like... a toll on my relationship with my woman. Like, it wasn't great, you know. I felt real lazy, and I didn't want to go back out and like start looking for a job. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do after, like, I never went to college and shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't really have a plan to begin with. But then when this shit hits, it's like you start doing nothing for a living. And then, you know, you get comfortable with that, and it's like, now I have to go back out there and, like, start looking for something to fucking do, you
Basically
know?
Start over?
You feel lost, and it did hit me real fucking hard. Like, I was already okay with the idea of fucking staying indoors and, like, not having to go out, but, like, it did make me step back and look at, like, how my life was going and being like, well, what am I going to do after this? What am I going to do, like, to support any future type of family, blah, blah, blah. Like, it fucks with you mentally because you have nothing but time to think and chat and talk with, like, friends and family and, you know, relationship partners. Like, it did fuck me up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm finally slowly getting back into it. And, like, I worked at Amazon for months. Because they were huge and, you know, they were booming while the whole pandemic thing was going on. Or, it's still going on. But, like, they were booming in the middle of it because everyone's ordering online. So they're giving you as much overtime as you want and blah, blah, blah. Like, you work so much overtime and blah, blah, blah. You feel like a robot working there. And that stressed me out more than anything is that, like, I have nothing but... time to sit there and think about how I'm wasting my life away. And I had to get the fuck out of there. And I just went back, you know, this is probably my 5th week starting back back in the restaurant service because I miss the social aspect of just talking to coworkers and talking to, just people and feeling like I have a social life and like having friends in general, Like,
it did feel like when the pandemic happened, like the world just stopped. Everything just was put into a hole, and it made you realize like how like all these like moments and shit that you do have are like there's very few that you have,
Mm-hmm.
You have like one life, and then after that life, who knows? But you take it's almost like you take for granted all the stuff that like even as
like
something
normal, regular
something
shit.
as simple as going out to the grocery store is now like a whole ordeal because you have to wear a mask, you have to stay 6 feet apart, and when it first happened, everybody was fucking buying all the damn toilet paper. So like it was just
For what? What was the toilet paper for?
I don't know.
I want to talk to the hoarders. Like right now, it's been about a year. How long has it been?
It's been
about like a year and 3 months or so. How much fucking toilet paper do y'all still have at your house? Can I borrow some? Like, how long is it gonna last you? How hard did you fucking go? Like, I don't know. Random thought.
Yeah, but it was like it felt like the world was coming to an end almost. Like you're just like, what the fuck? Like what's
like we didn't hoard toilet paper, Memo, and we're doing just fine. We were able to get it whenever we could.
It got so.
Why did y'all go out and buy all this damn toilet paper?
And I'm sure the people that did go out and buy all this damn toilet paper are probably still like, what the fuck? Like they just piled up on toilet paper because nobody shits that much. Like,
they're selling it on Amazon right now. Guarantee you. Guarantee you, they're the ones selling it on Amazon.
But yeah, like it felt like the world was stopping. Everybody was losing their damn minds. What was the biggest change like for you? Like, obviously not working and stuff. But what was like, damn, this is new to me. Like I don't know. Like,
I guess like the whole fact of like sanitary issues. Because it was always a thing to wash
that's
your
fucked
hands.
up. You should always be washing your fucking hands. That's
all over
fucking
people,
disgusting.
Like, not cough and sneeze all over people, and then they are just now making it like a social acceptable thing that you should be doing. Like that should always have been like a fucking thing, like something to worry about. Like,
and now it's gotten to the point where like, things are slowly getting back to normal. Like, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and shit, but the masks thing, for the longest time, the mask thing was like, it got to the point for me at least where I was like, okay, phone, wallet, mask. Like, it was just like, it felt like, it started to feel normal, and it should have not have felt normal, but it's like the mask thing was a big thing. I don't know why people were so...
You don't go anywhere without your fucking mask.
Yeah, I mean...
I feel like,
I mean, even if I...
Like you said, phone, wallet, keys, like...
I think it'll get to the
point...
point...
Your wallet is in your fourth pocket. Like,
I think even after this pandemic slowly starts to come to an end, there's still going to be those people that are like always going to be wearing their mask. Like they're not going to go anywhere without being their mask. Because honestly, it's a little scary. People, like, you can't trust other people. You know what I mean? But, and the fuck, I've literally went to the bar. I've seen people take a piss and then go out without washing their hands. Fucking disgusting. So if you go to take a piss without washing your hands, I know you're not washing your hands before any other stuff. So those are the people that are probably fucking getting COVID all over the place, dude. But yeah, all the mask things. How do you feel about everybody being, or like not everybody, but we, obviously we live in Texas and a lot of people here are anti-masks. So how do you feel about that? Because if we're being honest, the masks only work if either everyone is wearing them. Like, there's no, like... Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously...
Me, myself, I hate fucking wearing the mask. Like, while I'm working and blah, blah, blah. Like, they're uncomfortable. They make me sweat more. Like, everything about them. Like, if they're too small for my head, because I have a huge fucking head, my ears fucking hurt. The back of my ears fucking hurt. And it sounds like all excuses, but it's, like, real true things. Like, I don't want to wear them. I never want to wear them. Like... I'm okay with the whole Texas, like, lifting the mask up mandate, because it's like...
If you're vaccinated, sir. If you're vaccinated, you should...
That's not what...
No, I'm saying the CDC said that if you are fully vaccinated...
Texas lifted the mandate.
No, I know what I'm saying. The CDC said if you're fully vaccinated, you're okay to not wear a mask.
Well, even if you're fully vaccinated, you should still wear the fucking masks. Because you can still spread the
masks
the
are only that's what I'm saying. The masks are only effective if everybody wears them. Because if people that are sick are not wearing them, it's not protecting the people that are not sick. The people that are not sick wearing a mask, they can still get sick. The only way that it'll protect anything is if people that are sick put on their mask. But I feel like we just live in such an area where, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out and fuck these people. You know? And that's such a fucked up mindset. Like, you should want to do that for, you know, if you're not gonna do it for yourself, do it for other people that could very easily get sick.
Yeah.
Like, you've told me that you knew people that actually died from COVID too.
Yeah, I've known a couple people from, like, past experiences that, you know, I guess just people I used to know, managers at old works and blah blah blah, like. And the reason they passed away was because they had underlying health issues, diabetes and blah, 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 like, just, like, different things going on. That's why I understand, like, why it happened. I don't see nothing wrong with a 25-year-old like myself wanting to walk around without a fucking mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel fucking fine. At the same time, it's like, you never know who you're going to run into. I see me, like, I bring my mask and I will wear my mask. If I'm feeling comfortable, I might take my fucking mask off. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if I see a lot of people without one on, I might take my fucking mask off. But I still wear mine going into stores, and I still have it in my fourth pocket like you do.
There are a lot of places that, even though, like, the mask mandate has been lifted, they're still enforcing the mask rule, you know?
Well, like, I've tested the limits lately. I've been walking around like these fucking Caucasians without a mask, and they don't say shit. I've gone into almost everywhere with the mask in my pocket, ready to put it on, and nobody says anything.
Like, I feel like it'll just be the business.
I literally will walk into somewhere and then be like, damn, they really, the workers said hi to me. And then I'll put my mask on.
Look, I know people don't want to... I know...
I'll put my mask on after I walk past them.
I look people...
I'm like,
I know,
do they really, like, not care?
I know people don't want to be masks, but I don't think there's any reason for people to be Karens about it. Like, if a company wants to enforce the mask rule because they want to protect their employees or blah, 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 like, I don't see why you gotta be like, oh, fuck you. There's no mandate. Like, just wear your fucking mask. Or don't go. Don't go. Stay the fuck home.
Nobody has a reason to go to fucking Target. There's no, like, essential reason to go to fucking Target and look in the fucking, the women's section for clothes. Like, you know, like... If you're choosing to go out, don't get pissed off at other people that choose not to wear the fucking mask. Like, that's how I feel. Like, you know.
Okay,
like,
so, like...
Obviously, you're not going to get stuck in your house this whole entire time. But, like everyone says, like, we're still in the middle of the pandemic.
No. I feel it's fine. If you don't want to wear your mask, fine. But if a company says, hey, we're still issuing the masks, you got to respect that or just don't go there. Like, period. Like, today we went to the aquarium and... they were still enforcing the fucking mask mandate, and even the people I were with are like, well, we're fully vaccinated, and they're like, well, you know, that's what we're enforcing, and I can see why. It's the aquarium. Like, there's gonna be a lot of little kids there. Like, they're trying to like protect their employees and their customers. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see why people would bitch and be like, fuck you, I'm fully vaccinated, or fuck you, like, you know, the governor said I don't have to wear no mask. Like, if that company says, hey, we still require masks, you either be okay with it or just don't go there. Like, that's how I feel about it. Like, yeah, I get it. Free, you know, you're free to do whatever you want. But certain businesses have the right to say, hey, if you want to be here, you got to wear a mask. And I don't see anything wrong with that. So.
No, yeah, I definitely see both sides. I just personally hate fucking wearing them.
I don't like wearing masks
Only
either.
because they're uncomfortable.
I don't like wearing a mask either, but I also know, like, I'm going to fucking wear it if that's what they require. I'm not going to bitch about it. There's going to be people out there that are going to get pissy over it, but, you know, what can you do? We live in Texas, so there's literally nothing we can do. And, well, okay, speaking of Texas, how do you feel Texas handled the reopening of everything?
What do you mean? Like, lifting the mask up?
Like, everything. Like they said, fuck, like, lifting the mask.
100%.
100% capacity. Like, how do you feel they handled the reopening of the state?
I feel like everything's going fine. And like you said, like, it's people's choice. Like, if they require a fucking mask, wear a fucking mask. If you don't want to be there, don't fucking be there. Like, if you're upset about them lifting the mask update or mandate or, you know, 100% capacity, like, why are you there if you're so worried? Why are you going out? Like, I literally said it to you, like, you were talking about how you had anxiety going to a freaking bar or a club. Why are you going out if you have so much worry about it? Like,
no. I'm not saying that I was worried.
Like, yeah, you should want to, like, get life back to normal, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you should not be complaining so much.
No. I wasn't complaining.
You have so much worry.
I wasn't complaining. I was just, when things first
opened
up.
I'm saying anyone.
I'm saying when things first opened up, like, it felt weird. Like, I went from a full year of, like, everyone's spread apart, like, you're only with your group of people, everyone's wearing a mask, everyone's social distancing, and then now to be, like, go in and no one's wearing a mask and people are, like, on you, breathing on you. It was just like, you know what? We should have never...
went 40 years with people breathing on you and being all over you to 1 year of you being
It just felt weird. It just felt really weird.
Your 42nd year of life, it should not be weird that it went back to normal.
It just felt really weird. It gave me anxiety. I can't lie. I mean, now it's fine.
But you still chose to go out and be in
but
the middle of it.
I'm saying this is when I first started going back out. Like, when things first started opening back up, it felt weird.
How did your friends handle it?
Oh, dude, they just said fuck it.
The people that you went out with, how did
they just said fuck it. I'm going out. I'm living my life. We're young and no mask.
And for everyone that's hating, listen to this. Like, we live in fucking Texas. We could do what we want. Like, they lifted these mandates. They had the 100% capacity. Like, if we choose to go out, we're allowed to. I'm sorry for all you Californians.
Hold on, wait a minute. You know, Greg Abbott only lifted the mask mandate because he fucked up during that snowstorm. That is the only reason. He was getting so much hate from that fucking snowstorm and the power outage and all that stuff that a week later he comes out and be like, hey, Texas, you don't have to wear no mask anymore, to get everyone to forget about.
Is that what happened?
I know that's what happened. It literally happened like a week apart. And everybody was shitting on this man. He's like, the power outages, like, no one's getting any power. People died because of the fucking snowstorms. And this man, you know, he's like, you know what? It's re-election year.
Was it his fault?
I don't want to get all into the whole politics and stuff, but
I feel like that's just like Texas, like the infrastructure of Texas. Like, we're not used to those cold weathers and blah, blah, blah. Like, if those things happen, like, that's not anything to blame on a certain person.
We should be better prepared. We should be better prepared,
but that shit does. When has a blizzard ever hit Texas?
But the thing is what they were saying is the reason that the poor neighborhoods got power outages so the rich neighborhoods and the rich businesses could still get power. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know anything about that.
But like I said, like, there was people that were so mad at this man because of the power outages that he's like, how could I fix things? It's re-election year. What should I do? Lift the masks. Everyone will forget all about the other stuff. Yeah, and it worked because no one cares anymore. That's literally.
Well, now he's under heat. Like, this is a completely different subject, but now he's under heat for the whole abortion thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. This podcast is not really politics. I mean, if you want to get into it, cool, but I kind of just want to steer clear from that.
I mean, the whole COVID thing is politics at the same time, if you think about it. But no, do your thing.
I don't know. You know what? The only thing I'm going to say is, if you're a guy, you should have no right to tell a girl what she can and can't do.
Oh, that's not what the whole thing that's going on. Do you know what's going on?
I know it's all the abortion stuff, and he's pretty much... look, all I'm saying is, if you're a guy, you should have nothing...
That's not what anything has to do
with. No, I'm talking about abortion in general. Like, I don't... Like, you should not have... If you have a penis, you should not have any right to tell a girl what she can and can't do. Period.
Okay,
that's how I feel about it.
Do you even know the topic that I'm bringing up?
I don't know.
Like, the new law that he's enforcing. It has nothing to do with the man's penis.
I just saw that everybody was talking shit about him about abortion, but I didn't look into it.
It has nothing to do with a man's penis.
What? No, I was just saying, no.
As much as I love talking about man's penises.
Shut the fuck up.
This
podcast is going off the rails immediately. No.
So, he's making it illegal to...
Yeah, I do know what it is. Yeah, it has to be, like... After a certain period, it's illegal to get an abortion. Yeah, I do know.
Well, I mean, it's always been like that. But he's making it to where after 6 weeks of pregnancy, it is illegal to get an abortion. Which I don't know if you understand how things work, but 6 weeks is not enough time to, in my opinion, to come to the conclusion whether or not you should have a pregnancy.
I do know this. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I mean, you don't even realize that you missed your period after 2 weeks So you're already 4 weeks down. And then that gives you 2 weeks to be like, am I going to get rid of this child or am I not going to get rid of this child?
Yeah.
Because after 6 weeks, it's fucking illegal.
That's what I said. It goes... Greg Abbott should not be deciding who can and can't get an abortion. If you want to have an abortion, it's your body. Do what you want. And
I'm just glad that Greg Abbott freed Bobby Shmurda.
Huh?
That's one good thing.
No, he didn't do that. Greg Abbott didn't do that.
You know what I'm talking about. Free
No.
G69.
Look, all I'm saying is, again, I will stand by this. I don't care what anybody says. A girl should be the one to decide whether she can or can't have an abortion. A guy shouldn't be like, no, you can't get an abortion. Leave it, it's not your body, man. And this man don't even have a lower body, so why should he tell someone else that they can't do with their lower body? Stop. I don't want to talk about Greg Abbott anymore. This podcast is not about politics, but...
we could always cut all this shit out. But, at the same time, you say a man has nothing to say.
He should not have a say in what a girl
He should have a fucking say. Because this is the same man that they're going to charge child support for 18 years of his life.
Look, if a girl...
You made that decision together.
Okay.
You made that decision together.
We're getting into completely different territory. Look.
You made that decision together.
No, listen. You and your girl can have a conversation, and you can tell her, hey, blah, 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 like how you feel. I'm talking about the government. The man, the guy in charge should not be the one saying, hey...
You said... A man with a penis should not be able to tell a woman.
Listen, if you get a girl pregnant...
Now you're just
If you get a girl pregnant, you can tell her, hey, I don't want you to have an abortion. But at the end of the day, she's going to do whatever she wants to do. Whether you want to be in the kid's life or not is your decision.
Yes, but even though you don't want to be in the kid's life, this bitch is going to charge you 18 years of child support.
Okay, well, that's your fault because it takes 2 people to have sex, period.
It takes 2 people to have sex. One of them clearly doesn't want to have a baby. The other one's like, fuck you, I don't care what you say. I'm going to have this baby anyway. And then I'm going to charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes, okay, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you say. A guy does not have the right to tell a girl what she can and can't do. But I'm talking about...
They should definitely have They should be able to tell them, I do not think it's financially smart to have this baby.
Yes.
We are not ready to have this fucking baby.
Tell them that. But if they decide to have it, you can't be mad about it. Let the girl live. Let the girl do what she wants to do.
They just don't charge me for it. It's all I'm saying.
Look, and then there's always gonna be deadbeat daddies all over the world. And it honestly,
I don't want to promote deadbeat dads.
And then honestly, look, if it really comes down to it, you guys can be like, look, if you want to have the baby, that's fine, but let's look into adoption because we can't afford it, blah, blah, that's fine. But there's no, at the end of the day, the girl's going to decide whether she wants to keep it or not. Now, if a girl's trying to trap you, that is a completely different story.
Now you want to talk about...
No, just kidding. But no, we're getting way off topic. No, this is not what the Memo Podcast is about. All right, we're going to go back into other... Let's talk about music. No, I don't want to talk about music. It's the first podcast back. Let's just...
First podcast back.
Dude, I don't know.
Getting ratchet.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I got really lazy during the pandemic and just didn't want to record. That's literally what it comes down to. I thought about all these great ideas. I was like, bro, we could upload...
You had this whole time to talk about current events.
We had... Look, yeah, there's a lot of
stuff.
Not
even just music.
There's a lot of stuff that happened, yeah, while
everything going on.
Look, I thought about uploading this thing to Spotify. I thought about going into making video podcast. I was like, dude, we're going to do this. I had so many ideas. And then slowly just started to phase out.
So... back when Memo was heavy into making podcasts, I obviously have a big role to play into it because I'm the one sitting here every time having these conversations with him. So I want to spit ideas to him and tell him what I think and what we should do and blah blah blah. And one thing you should know about Memo is he's the type of person that will hear what you're saying but not give a fuck. He won't listen to anything. He will listen, but he won't put in consideration of what is best for him. I told him all these marketing things and how he should promote his podcast and how, if he really wants it to blow up, how he should be going about it. And What he decides to do is wait a year and a half to even have a conversation and sit down and do another podcast. I don't know what his thought process is.
Look, it's funny because during the pandemic, everybody wants to have a podcast now. And we had done it pre-pandemic, and then we're just like, hey, we're done. Like, no podcast. And what's funny is that we're going to record like 1 or 2 more episodes, and then I'm going to go right back into retirement and not record anymore.
We're recording an episode right now because I put it in Memo's head a couple weeks ago that we should do it, and it took him a couple weeks to say, let's do it. We're going to record this one, and then he's going to say, you know what, that was fucking fun. We did a good job. Let's do another one. And in a couple days, we're going to record another one. That's going to have to do with music and blah, blah, blah. Like it's going to be a good one. But then...
right back in retirement.
It's going to be 4 years from now. There's going to be 2 more dead legends. There's going to be... LeBron is going to be retired. What else? Mexico is finally going to win a soccer championship. Memo.
The Cowboys finally going to go to the Super Bowl.
No.
And probably still lose.
Don't get my hopes up. Memo will probably start growing hair. I'm telling you, like, he doesn't want to listen to my freaking opinions, and I give this guy so many free game and so many freaking options of what we should do, and no, he decides.
I might surprise you this time.
What's best for the podcast?
I might surprise you.
What's best for the podcast is to wait 9 months before uploading anything.
The pandemic really did fuck with my creativity. Like, you know what's fucked up?
The pandemic should spark new ideas.
You know what? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Nothing but time.
You know what? Yeah, I was gonna say. You know, the people that thrive the most during the pandemic are content creators. They thrive the most during the pandemic. People that are and that's why right now nobody wants to work, and I think a lot of the reason people don't want to work is because now they're self-employed. They are creating their own businesses or their own avenues. They're fucking started YouTube and now they're blowing up. Like, they don't want to go right back to work, and that's why all these businesses are fucking dying because they can't find employees.
Yeah, I saw.
So content creators definitely are the ones.
It sounds ridiculous, but let me see what you think about that. Like, I saw a TikTok, and it was a guy saying about how he would people on TikTok would post their parents' pictures, like their yearbook pictures on there, and they would all look like they're fucking 40 years old, 30 years old at high school age. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, when you look at kids these days, they all look like fucking shrimps, is what he said. And he did a little research, and apparently the testosterone level in people is going down 1% every generation. Because there's not as much manual labor jobs. We're more sanitary, our lives were more sanitary, just little things like that. Like when he said that old man strength is a real thing. Like, older people, older generations are literally stronger, more testosterone. Like, we are weakening in men. Like,
we're slowly dying off.
What do you think about that? Like, is that's some real shit? Like,
we're slowly dying off.
Like, think about it. Like, you see, I know you're active on TikTok, Memo.
I haven't seen any TikToks like that. I don't know what side of TikTok you're on, but I haven't seen any.
No, it was just a random TikTok that I saw. But you see all these random little kids on TikTok, and they're sensitive as fuck. They're painting their nails. They're fucking.
I think that
they look like children.
You're gonna get us You're gonna get us canceled our first episode back. Stop.
What is going on? What's wrong with you? I can't just freaking talk.
You're gonna get us canceled.
I can't just talk.
Look, man. I do kind of agree. This generation is getting soft. Blah blah. We can't do nothing about it. By the time we are 40 and 50 and 60,
I was talking about you, man.
By the time
it's only a matter of time for him to start pinning his nails.
No. By the time we are older, we're probably gonna look back at the other generations and be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" You know what's fucked up? I have officially gotten to the age where I don't relate to these new rappers. I'm just like, dude, this music is kind of trash.
You know what? I've always been scared of that shit. Because I'm 25. I feel like I'm at the age where I know what was cool Like,
but when it first started coming out,
when
yes,
we were sitting down,
yes,
and I'm still hip to like what's coming out now, but I'm scared of like, you know, not understanding new trends and blah blah blah, and then being like, wow, you're so fucking old, and me being like, I'm literally like 26 years old. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not gonna say I'm out of touch because I do know some rappers that are.
Bro.
I do know some rappers that are coming up, but bro, I've gotten to the age where I'm like, you'll say a rapper, be like, who the fuck is that? And he sings this song, and I was like, I've never even heard of that song. Like, and then I'll hear it, and I'll be like, this is trash. Like, the music I listened to was a lot better. Like, I don't know why. I mean, and there's still rappers that come out now that I'm like, all right, this is cool, this is hard. But then there's other rappers, I'm like, this is absolute garbage.
Maybe this is why it's so hard for us to have a podcast. Because we're not fucking 21 years old no more.
What? There's people in like their 30s and 40s doing podcasts?
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but who's his audience? Fucking 40 years old. Literally, like, who else is having a podcast? Young people are having podcasts. Unless you're that fucking rapist from Barstools that has a 20-year-old co-host. And he's like 42.
See, like, I don't even know what
you're talking about. It's like you and me.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like you and me. You're Steve, and I'm Josh Richards.
I don't know who these people are.
Anybody listening would know exactly.
See, I'm out of touch, dude. Maybe this is why the podcast isn't...
See, you don't know trends,
This is
Memo.
why the podcast is dying.
Memo's literally wearing cargo shorts right now.
This is why I don't know anything, all right? I've gotten to the age, and you're going to get to that age, too. When you're like, this sucks. And you know what?
It's so weird.
What sucks
it's
is
so weird because I feel like I'm always gonna know.
I used to be the one that was like, yo, check out this guy, like this fucking artist, or yo, listen to this song. I was always on top of who was coming up, who's new, what's the trend, and then now I'm like,
and now I'm that way. When I tell Memo about these new people, he's like, no, like, nah, they're trash, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just wait.
Yeah, I still listen to some up-and-coming artists, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, I could care less about these new music.
It's weird because I'm at that age where I feel like I'm never going to get old.
But you're going to get old, dude.
At the same time, I'm already getting fucking old.
And it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, dude. One day you're going to wake up with back pain.
I was talking to a hostess at my work. She's 16 years old. And she's telling me about how her boyfriend just lost their high school playoff baseball game. And I was like, oh shit, like, have you called him or texted him and told him that you're so sorry you couldn't be there because it was a away game and that like blah blah blah, like encouraging him? And she was like, she was like, yeah, he's opened my Snapchat and it said that he's been typing for about 3 minutes now, but he hasn't sent me a snap back yet. Like, he's in the convo is what her words were. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, y'all don't text each other? Like, your red receipts aren't on?
Bro.
I was so confused. I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, I was like, y'all don't text each other? And she was like, no, it's difficult. It's weird. And I was like, what do you mean it's weird? And she was like, we're texting on Snapchat. And I was like, y'all don't physically text each other from number to number? Like, y'all, it's a big moment. His high school career game, he's out of the playoffs. You know, he's like a senior or whatever. Like, he's not going to the playoffs no more. And the way y'all communicate is through Snapchat?
Bro, hold on.
Not through
social media,
at least text messages?
I think social media definitely has to do with part of ruining these next generations. It absolutely ruined everyone, bro.
Well, yeah.
Nobody communicates, like, face-to-face anymore. It's always through the phone. And the one thing that I noticed whenever I would go out, it wouldn't be like, you know, like, my friend Harper, he's, like, out of touch. He doesn't really use social media. Like, he's, like, I don't want to say old school, but, like, he's out of touch, right? He doesn't pay attention to any social media. But when we go out, let's say we talk to a girl. He's like, hey, what's your number? Blah, blah. He's that guy. We go out, hey, what's your Snapchat? I don't know why. Like, what happened to people asking for phone numbers?
I see that because that's a way to, like, curve someone in a sense. Like, you don't want to give someone your number. It's not that deep. But you're like, I'll give you my Snapchat.
No, but the thing is, people nowadays, they don't even ask for numbers. They don't even ask for numbers.
Girls could be like, you could watch my Snap But that doesn't mean I'm going to.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like people don't be like, hey, what's your phone number? Blah blah blah. Like people would be like, hey, what's your Snap? And before that, it was like, hey, what's your Instagram or what's your Facebook? No one actually communicates like through the phone. It's always through social media, and I think social media completely ruined everybody.
Yeah, like text message, like phone numbers are so intimate these days, almost because it's all social media. People say when they hit on a girl, they're like, what's your Snap? You know? And what happens from there? They get their Snapchat. They start snapping back and forth. You get a couple sexy pictures and you're like, I kind of like this girl. You know, you're texting on the chat, you know, sending pictures back and forth. And then you say, hey, what's your number? We should go, like, we should hang out. Mm-hmm. Like, then you finally get her number. Like, you should have got her number from the jump and, like, just texted, but no.
That's what I'm saying. Social media ruined it. You know what another thing?
Media.
You know,
it's because people want the attention of like, well, look at what I'm doing.
They want the validation. Like they post up just for people to, and that's what I'm saying. Social media ruined everybody.
Right, how many times have you posted on Snap or whatever, and then just gone back and watched your own story, and swiped up.
To see who's looked at it?
You want to see those couple people that you care about the most.
Dude, you know what? I've definitely posted, and I definitely posted to get certain people's attention. Like,
you post only.
No.
You'll post like. No, not you, but like you'll post only to get a certain. You're like, I want someone to see this.
Yeah, people do that all the time. I'm guilty of it. Like, I want them to see what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, people do that all the time, and that's what I'm saying. I think
we're just like
I think that ruins social
media. We're like regular people. Imagine like a fucking hot ass blonde girl, 19 years old, with all these guys thirsting over her. Like, imagine what she feels like.
You know what I realized?
She posts literally. Just to go back and see
see what dudes are thirsting over. But the thing is, I've gotten to the point where if I'm having a good time and I'm like genuinely like, I won't check my phone. I won't pull out and record what's going on. Like I just, I'm in the moment. No, I'm saying no. I'm saying no. Stop. No.
Cap. I'm putting on 4 hats right now. Okay, so Memo is the type of guy, for anyone that doesn't know, he's the type of phone that will not have a genuinely good time and will have his phone out the whole time and will record.
That doesn't happen.
And will Snapchat everything and will put on Instagram.
No, there's a lot of times where I will go out and I will not post. Yeah.
Stop lying.
Okay, but this is not about me.
Where'd you go today?
The aquarium.
And how did I know?
Because I told you I was going to the aquarium.
Because you posted on Instagram.
No. Okay, so
you might have told me. I might have forgot. But then I saw you on Instagram.
But did I post that many pictures? I posted like 1 or 2.
It doesn't matter about how many fucking pictures you posted. You posted, bud.
No, okay. So
what is you talking
social
about?
Social media. Okay, again, I want to keep this moving. Social media, I think, ruined people. You know what? Another thing that I think ruined people is hookup culture. I think that ruined so many fucking people.
What are you talking
because
about? Of course.
Now it's like people before it's like, oh, I want a relationship. I like this girl. Blah blah blah. Now it's like you fuck for a couple weeks and then you move on to the next one, and there's no emotional connections with people because everyone's just so like dead inside.
Yeah.
I feel like
I was lucky. I found someone that isn't into hookup culture. They were into finding someone that was intimate and like having a real connection and wanting a real connection before anything evolves. And I was at the point in my life where I was like, I fucking need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so grateful for that. And I don't want to say I heard this quote before, because I heard this before. I don't remember where, though. But they said marriages and shit used to work so well back in the day because there wasn't a cell phone. You weren't able to keep it. Right now, I have 4 unread messages from my girlfriend and a Snapchat, and she sent me an Instagram post. Mm-hmm. Because I haven't talked to her in like an hour and a half that we've been talking or whatever. They said back in the day you didn't have a cell phone. So men would go to work for fucking 8 hours or plus a day. And the whole entire time, they're like, I can't wait to go back and tell my wife, this happened and this happened, or how much stress I went through, or blah, 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 and she's going to tell me about her day, blah, blah, blah. Like, you have so much, like, and you're sitting there and you're like, I can't wait to see her, if anything. Like, not just about what you want to tell her, but I just can't wait to see her. These days, any 20 seconds you could pick up your phone and text and type and Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, now it's
anything
but
that
now,
you
hold
feel
on.
like you want to say.
Now it's frowned.
You can send a TikTok every 10 minutes because you've been sitting on TikTok for 2 hours.
But no. Okay, so now it's frowned upon whenever I always hear people say like, oh, there's 24 hours in a day and they couldn't take a minute or two to reply to your snap or reply to your message or whatever. But back in the day, there was none of that. It was like literally like.
That's what I was going with. Is like marriages used to work so well. People would get with one person and spend their entire life happy with one person because you didn't get to see them and talk to them and follow them every second
now
of
it's
their life.
like now it's like after like the
now
third
it's like
date
you get bored with this
now
person
after
almost.
like the third date it's like you know everything about them already because you're kept up with them on social media. You text literally every second of every day.
Yeah, especially with women. Like, you meet a guy, you like the guy, you're intrigued by the guy, you go on a couple dates. Well, you've already stalked his entire life on social media.
Yeah, you already know everything about him.
His favorite color, you know his favorite animal, you know his favorite hobbies, you know who his best friends are.
There's no secret
before he's even told you.
Yeah,
like,
there's no secret to anything anymore. Yeah, so it's very. I feel like that ruins the relationships too.
So
and that's
now what is there to do? Is like, do you have good dick? Do you have good pussy? Like, they're literally just hook up and being like, oh well, I did enjoy that very much, so we're gonna keep doing that.
And I don't think people will find themselves a partner like that. And if they do, that won't last. And that's probably why the divorce rate is so high up right now.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to keep going high. Like, especially with these type of generations that are growing up, like, everything is over the phone. Like,
don't get me wrong.
Having
a phone is very convenient.
I have false hope and people finding true love these days. And it's so sad. It's so sad to think about. Like, you really have to just randomly meet your best friend, the best person in the world, your soulmate, the one that you would never think to be your person is gonna be your person. You know, if you go on all these different dating websites and blah 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 and try to put yourself out there, it's never gonna happen because everyone is the same type. You literally are going to have to run into them in a grocery store. You're going to have to accidentally bump into each other with your buggies, have a conversation
like in the movies.
Other. Literally a movie.
You know
when you're like, this is corny as fuck. When you're watching a movie and you're like, this is corny as fuck. This would never happen, blah, blah, blah. That is what's going to have to fucking happen for you to meet your soulmate. Because if you go on Tinder or what's it called, Bumble, whatever, like, if you go, Grindr, my favorite. If you go on these type of freaking apps and try to find, like, your soulmate.
Bro, no.
It's not gonna fucking happen.
Dating apps are fucking terrible. I don't know, like.
And you're on them.
I don't use them anymore.
Yeah. Hey, if this video gets more than 4 likes, then the next video we're doing a video podcast, and I am going on Memo's
Take
Tinder.
over my Tinder.
I'm taking over Memo's Tinder.
No, okay, no.
Oh, that'd be such a good idea. See, I'm telling you, a Memo's marketing team. And he'll never want to do
No, we're not doing that.
He'll never want to do this idea. And that would be such a good episode.
Okay, so, like I was saying, I think dating websites are fucking terrible because you are literally, I know people lie when they say they read the bios. A lot of people do not read the bios. You are literally judging this person based on their looks. And if they look attractive, then maybe you'll read their bio. You know what I mean? Like, that is a horrible,
obviously no one's going to read a bio.
But I'm saying that is a very horrible concept. That is a very horrible concept. Because you could have very easily...
If they don't find the picture attractive, they're not going to read the bio.
But I'm saying you could have very easily swiped on your soulmate, swipe left on your soulmate. Just because you're like, I don't like this picture. And
that's how dating...
That's what I'm saying. That's why dating apps are fucking horrible. Because it's all based on superficial, like, it's all just looks. You don't care that this person fucking is a doctor, or first off, a doctor probably wouldn't be on there.
Oh, but I'm saying if it's a doctor, they're gonna have pictures of them in their fucking uniform.
But I'm saying, like, no one cares.
And that's how they're gonna get swiped.
It's all about looks now. Like, that's all it is now, and it sucks. I low-key hate the generation that we live in. Like, low-key. I kind of sometimes wonder what it would be like growing up, like, in the 70s or 80s. Like, that kind of generation. But also... As much as fucked up as this generation is, you and me, we grew up and we seen a lot of shit. Like, just in technology wise, like, we've seen like cassette players, we've seen fucking DVD players. We've seen MP3. Yeah.
We almost grew up in the best generation.
Yeah, like
because I feel like we have the knowledge of the 80s and 90s, even though we didn't live those times. I feel like we're just as mature as those people that lived that, and we know all, like, we were there before, we were playing fucking pinball before, like, there was actual internet games. Like, we watched computers turn into laptops. We watched MP3 players turn into smartphones. Like, we were there for it all, you know? Like, we kind of had it good.
Not even that, but historical-wise. Think of all the shit that we've seen. We lived through 9/11. We lived through the first black president. We lived through a fucking pandemic. Like, we literally seen so much historical things. Like, I am like, people say this all the time, but I'm fucking jealous of what the textbook will look like whenever we have kids or our kids have kids. Like, their generation, or those textbooks are gonna be fucking nuts.
They're gonna look at us and be like, holy shit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what? And bro, think of all the stories we'd be able to tell them.
They're gonna be like, the shit was lit. Shit.
I hope they're not saying that. Fuck no.
I don't have faith in the future generations. There's people that are like Elon Musk and them that, like, they have to keep us going, you know, like, the way things are and the way people are, like, especially with all these fucking, everything was digital, like, during the pandemic. People were graduating, cheating their entire time. Like, I am so worried about who's gonna do my prostate exam when the time comes. Like, this is a very serious thing.
So even though we lived through the best time during technology is also what I feel like would hurt us.
Technology is our biggest enemy at the same time, because they're going to take over.
Eventually, they're gonna have all those damn robots. Yeah, all that shit.
You seen that they have the fucking? Have you seen the Amazon store?
Mm-mm.
The actual store.
Mm-mm.
So, I guess with like an Amazon account or whatever, is your ticket inside. You get to go inside, and you get a cart, and it has a screen on it and everything, blah, blah, blah. So anytime you pick, there's no cashiers, there's no physical workers, there's no checkout lines, no nothing.
Who stocks the shelves?
I'm sure there's, obviously, Memo! Obviously, there's people that do that shit, I guess.
They have robots doing that shit too.
There's probably robots fucking stocking shelves. But, let's say I pick up this jug of water, and once I put it in to the cart, there's like sensors and scanners, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, it reads it while it's going in. So as soon as you put it in, it adds it to your list. And if you take it out, it automatically takes it off your
that's
fucking
crazy.
list.
I haven't seen this
And
before.
you pick up a 6-pack of beer, put it in your list, or put it in your cart, adds it to the total. Pick up some bread, some eggs, blah, blah, blah. While you put it into your cart, it automatically adds it to your total.
What the
you
fuck?
take anything out of your cart, it takes it off your total. There's no checkout lines. There's no nothing. It's set up to your account, so you walk out of the store with your cart.
What if you don't have? What if you go in there without a cart? They're like, oh, you can't. You have to automatically use the cart.
I've never been into one. I don't know how it works, but I know that you have your cart signed into your thing. That's how it knows your like how you pay and blah blah blah. Like, you don't have to deal with anybody.
Imagine you try shoplifting.
Checkout lines, anything.
Imagine you try shoplifting and the whole store just goes into lockdown.
That would be scary as fuck.
Because they don't have any security workers.
No matter what, there's gonna be people stealing. So I wonder how it works. Like, do you just go in without a cart? Do you go in with someone that doesn't have a cart? If there's enough sensors to scan things that are going inside of someone's cart, there's got to be enough sensors and cameras to know when someone's stealing.
Yeah,
you know, like, true. What the fuck is going on?
This is crazy. The world we live in now is fucking crazy. As we kind of sort of wrap things up, we're gonna end things kind of like how we started with the pandemic. What are you most excited about, like, getting back to normal? Like, for me, it's obviously concerts. Like, I can't wait to go to my first concert. Like, but what are you most, or like, you know?
I guess the world stopped acting like shit is falling apart. Would have to be mine. It wouldn't be concerts or, you know, stop wearing masks, blah, blah, blah. It would be all of it, technically. Is, you know, people to stop fucking acting like we're dying and things are going to hell and, like, you know, this is the plague.
Kind of like hope. Kind of like the hope.
We need hope, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have, like, one specific thing. I really want things to be okay. Like, I could care less about fucking events and concerts and blah, blah, blah. Like, because here in the South, everything's fucking open. From Texas to fucking South Carolina, like, everything's fucking open. I want New York to be the same way. Like, I want California to be the same way. Like, I want Michigan to be the same way. I want fucking Portland to be the same way. I want things to go back to normal. I want people to stop fucking acting like, you know, we're all gonna die and we're all, you know, going through fucking hell on earth. Like, I'm ready for it to be over. Like, I don't have one specific thing that I want to go away.
For me, it's definitely, like I said, concerts.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you said you're a social fucking butterfly. And you were like, I'm sorry, but it's selfish. That's not selfish. Because that is just something that we used to have. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want things to go back to normal. That is something that was a normal thing. And now it feels so fucking taboo. Like, you should not feel guilty for wanting to go to, you know, such a high volume of people event. Like,
yeah, I'm ready for concerts. I'm ready for events. I'm ready to travel, dude. I'm going to Cancun next month. It's the only reason I got my vaccine, so I can fucking go to.
You got your vaccine, so you can go to Cancun. And I've told you before, I wanted to go on a cruise, and then I found out you have to have your vaccine to go on a cruise. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about mandatory vaccines? It's not a thing, but in order to go on like a cruise and travel overseas, you have to have a mandatory vaccine. How do you feel about having to be mandatory vaccine, or even people that are faking their vaccines and getting fake cards?
I don't think the vaccine will ever be like mandatory. I think, like I said, if in order to go on
a cruise is mandatory.
Yeah,
right?
Because you're going overseas, you're going to different parts, and maybe those countries or wherever you're going, they require people to be vaccinated because they're trying to protect their own people. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you don't want to get your vaccine, there's nothing wrong with that. But you also can't get mad because you. But
it's like, I'm never gonna go on a cruise ever again.
Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Whenever you go to college, you have to be caught up on your vaccines. Whenever you go to school, you have to be caught up on your vaccines, or else you don't go to school.
I guess it is true. Like, if you're going to Africa right now, they're gonna make you take some vaccines before you get there.
There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't want to take it, that's your decision. But I took mine because I know
vaccine.
I took mine because I don't want to get stranded in fucking Mexico. I want to be able to come back into the United States without any hassle. That was my choice. Everyone who takes the vaccine is their choice. If you don't want to take it, that's fine. But you also can't really complain whenever there's certain things you can't do. I guess I'm just
asking because it's a very new vaccine.
But it's also
like, and it kind of feels forced on people.
But there's always been like anti-vaccines even before.
Yeah. But those vaccines are like they're been around for years and ages and blah blah blah, like type shit. Like this fucking COVID-19 just started happening January, November, December.
I would love to get
of 2018 or whatever. 19.
I would love to get someone in here that like has done their full research on vaccines so they can talk about it. But the research I've done is it's been tested for 10 years, not the actual COVID part, but like SARS, which isn't COVID or whatever. It's been tested for 5 years. The vaccine has been tested for 10 years.
Yeah, well, the coronavirus has been around.
Yeah,
for
so
forever.
it's been tested,
but COVID-19, which is the specific virus that's been going around, is brand new. And so is the vaccine that's going around for COVID-19.
I don't know, man. I feel like
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's so forced for something that came out so new.
Yeah, no, I understand why people are hesitant about it. And to be fair, if I wasn't going to Cancun, I probably would have waited a little longer to get the vaccine. But at the same time, if you want to get things to get back to normal... If
you weren't going to Cancun, what would it take to change your mind into getting the vaccine?
When most of the United States or the population have gotten in theirs. I mean, we're already at 39, 40%, over 40%?
Well, you're so comfortable with it now. Only because you're going to Cancun. But you say if you weren't going to Cancun, you probably wouldn't get it.
I would have probably waited till August. No big deal.
Why August though?
I don't know.
What's going to happen
when more people have taken it? When more people have taken it. But it's already done. I've already taken it. I'm getting my second dose on Wednesday. By the time this comes out, I probably would have already taken my dose. I'm not. I've come to the point where I'm like, dude, they gave it to all the fucking doctors and nurses. They were the first ones to get it. And if I don't think they would do that, because if all those people were to get sick or if all those people were to perish, we're fucked. We would have no one on the front line taking care of people getting sick. So even if you don't take the vaccine, you're still fucked because you have no one to watch over. You have no doctors. So we're not going to turn into fucking zombies if that's what you're thinking. I'm confident that we would not turn into zombies. And hey, if we do, hey man, it's over. I don't know, you might as well take me out. Half our family is taking the vaccine.
He said, hey, if it happens, it's over. It's not over for me. I didn't take it.
You're going to get bit. I will make sure I bite you and you'll be one of us. I will get you. All right? You're not taking me out. Think about it. If we all turn this, all our family,
I'm taking Memo out.
All our family.
If anyone has ever met me and Memo in real life, they would know I'm taking his ass out.
Most of our entire family has gotten the shot, and if they haven't, they're going to. Are you going to have the heart to take out Abuelita? Or Abuelito? If they're like, hey, they turn get into zombies, are you gonna be like, oh, sorry, Abuelita? No, you can't. They're your family. You can't. You take me out. You say you take me out, but low key, deep down, I feel like you just chain me up in the backyard and feed.
I take you out.
What?
I take you out.
You wouldn't just feed me from time to time?
You're already gone, friend. What the hell is the point of keeping you?
What if there's a cure?
It's risking getting.
What if there's a cure?
You're already gone, fool.
My brain is somewhere in there, man. I'm still there.
No, you're not in there. What I would do is I would hand you a sandwich with condiments on it. And if you ate it, I'd be like, he's gone. If it didn't literally just have bread and meat, and it had lettuce, or let's say, God forbids, mustard, and you
or
ate
mayo,
it,
fucking
mayo,
gross.
And you ate it.
No, if you threw me a chicken tender,
I know your brain is gone.
If you throw me a chicken tender and I refuse to eat the chicken tender, that's how you know I'm gone.
No, you'll eat the chicken tender. But let's say I dip it in some sauce, and you eat it. I know you're not the same person anymore. Your brain is for sure gone. Now, if you were to spit up any type of sauce and refuse to eat sauce, and let's say I gave you a burger,
I'd take the cheese off the burger.
If I gave you a burger with cheese, if I handed you a Chick-fil-A sandwich, you picked off the pickles, but you still ate it, I'd kill you. Because I know Memo would never eat
pickles.
He would never eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich that once had pickles on it. He would knock on that fucking Chick-fil-A door and demand a new sandwich with no pickles on it.
It still has the pickles taste on it.
It has the taste on it. And I knew you would say that. I know your brain would still be in there or still wouldn't be in there, blah, blah, blah. Unless you took off the damn pickles or unless you refused to eat it, I would blow your brains out. I would blow your fucking brains out. I'd have to. Same thing with Abuelita. If for some reason, she didn't
imagine Abuelita's a zombie, but she still has her walker.
I can see that.
But yeah, I think that's it, man. This podcast is wrapping up. I think we're done. It was fun, you know. And like you said, we'll record one more and then retire after episode 25. You know?
I'll see you guys July of 2023.
Put it in your calendar.
It's been very fun. I'm probably married with a kid by the next time that we see each other. Memo will have a master's degree in engineering. we're both finally gonna grow back our hair and skinny queens. You know, we're gonna look good.
I'm not even gonna say that. Hey, we'll see y'all next time. We'll just keep it a surprise.
You always say that, huh? We'll see you next time, guys.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it a surprise. If we come back, we come back. If we don't, hey, enjoy the episode you got. You know?
I don't understand why you do this.
I like to keep people on their toes. You know,
planned for your failure.
This is the first episode in a year.
Guys,
we need to toast. It's the first episode. It is the first episode in over a year, so we would toast to that. You know what I'm saying?
We will see you again very, very soon. If it's not with Memo, I'm going to find myself a new host.
The Jose Podcast. I had been replaced.
It's not going to be called the Jose Podcast. It's going to be called Don Jose.
It would be the Memo Podcast without Memo and just Jose.
And I bet my range would go skyrocketing.
Fuck off.
They'd be like, finally, you got that freaking 52-year-old.
Fuck off. All right, this podcast is done. If we come back, we come back. If we don't, we don't.
Oh, my God. Sebastian, I'm sorry for not smashing. Anyone that hasn't seen Memo's TikTok, go watch Memo's TikTok. Keep in touch with us, guys, please.
Yeah, and it was, you know what? I had fun having an episode that wasn't just music. I know that's like normally what we do, but it's nice to talk about other things besides music. But yeah. It's also hard because at any point,
not to like
at
to
any
talk about
at
politics,
any point, you know what? It's because at any point you're like a loose cannon. You could say anything because you don't have a filter. You can say anything that'll get us.
The shit
oh no, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
Are you?
I'm too lazy to.
No, I'm kind of nervous.
I'm too lazy to fucking cancel.
No, I'm kind of nervous.
Nope, they're gonna cancel us. That way, I don't have to come back for another episode because they've already canceled us.
See, I'm not worried about.
It's my master plan.
I'm not worried about people canceling me because like. I keep my circle small, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all.
But if we don't come back, you know why. It's because we got canceled because of Jose.
It's because Memo does not like to make more episodes. Bye, guys. We're signing off. Memo does not like to make more episodes, and keep that in mind. It is not my fault when I did not get canceled.